Joyous Sunday afternoon. It's been all day, really, although it did start off a little bit cloudy, but temperatures were already in the high 50s when I got up, and now it is 70 something. Very nice day, low humidity, nice humidity in here. Just kind of doing a little brief walk around, maybe point out some things that I haven't shown, at least haven't shown in a while, while I'm over here in this area. I will point out my bulbophyllums here. This is the infamous adorable upwind that bloomed for me all last spring, and it's put up these new growths, a couple of new growths here. I don't know where that leaf came from. Looks like a bobo leaf, though. Anywho, hopefully those will develop, and I will see flowers later. Now this one over here is looking a little bit more stressed. This is a not so far off repot. I repotted it. Now I didn't write the date, but I know it was earlier this year. Not yeah, this year it's still 2020. So I'm hoping that it's still trying to get established in the pot. But I know that these do kind of go downhill a little bit towards the end of the growth season, and then they perk back up at the end of the winter. So I'm not going to panic too much yet. Just keep my eye on that. I'm really enjoying these Vandas that are recent, that I decided to not mount, but I potted them up in these baskets. Thought I had seen some new roots. Maybe I saw a new root here somewhere. Well, I don't see it now, but it's not important. I think that these are doing pretty good for recent purchases. I think they're acclimated. Not surprising. Probably the heat got to that. Let me see anything else. This plant right here, I'm really expecting it to do something. This is my Prostechia bacalis. And it did have these four sheets on it. It's got that one. There's this one. And there's one. There's others somewhere. But anyway, they have begun to put up new growths at the base. You can see there's that one, and then there's this one, and then there's that one. That's a good thing, but I kind of need to deal with this. Eventually, I'm going to have to get this plant into better media. I know it's been probably a couple of years, going on 3 years, that it's been in that media. But the new growths are looking really nice. Again, it has never bloomed for me. It is a spring bloomer. So hopefully one day my Angraecum Birmense right here still has that flower spike right there. Nice root tips coming out along the stem. So that's doing good. I'm still waiting on my Eichlerianum right here to perk up and give me some growths or some roots. These are different species, but they grow the same way. And this new growth needs to be up in this area. It's a little new growth there. This is something that I never show, but I am hoping to be successful. Hey, Kathy. This is something that I never show. As I said, this is a Siefkingia fimbriata. This is in the Stanhope Gongora Alliance, but on the smaller side, likes good quality of water. So this is one that I only use my rainwater. I don't have RO, so this one gets watered separately, just by sitting it in, the bucket and letting it wick up the water. Since I've got it, it's put up that growth right here that's maturing, and this growth that has put that thing out, which I guess that could be a root. Looks like there's another one coming from another plant. Um, I thought initially that that was a flower spike. I'm referring to this that's coming. You see, that's like a extension that's right there, that little thing. But looks like it's stalled. They do bloom, they bloom pendant or from the base, come out of the sides, and little insect looking flowers. Cute little thing. But they like good quality of water, so making sure that I'm giving that to them. This is that new growth up there is getting even bigger. That's my Oncidium, or I guess it's Miltonia now, Phymaticillum. And I'm still waiting on these buds, which I need to water this plant. These buds will blast if it's not watered. And there's another bud over there that I've been showing you. That'll be a first time bloom for me. Yay. Those flowers are still open. A nice cluster of flowers here. Beautiful. Hey there, Ron. Good to see you, my friend. As always, this is something that I don't know what happened. This is my Florence Lynn. And this, you see, it just lost another leaf. I mean, just if I looked at it, the cane just dropped overnight, and now and I don't really water this much. I just give it misting. Maybe it didn't like the mist, but it's not doing well at all. This is the second one of these that has done this. I'm almost believing that that's just what it's going to do. I don't know, maybe it's virused or something. I have no idea, but there's no reason for a pseudobo to just do that and then the next one over just for the leaf to fall out. Have no idea. This is something as well that's going to be putting up something in its sheath soon, I know. That's my BC daffodil. But I did notice on this, I'm going to have to bring it down finally, which it is, this is my peach bird is what it's called, BC peach bird. And you can see it's putting up new growths as well. It's got all of these sheaths. Well, let me try to. Okay. So let me look in here. There's that sheath. Looks like there's something developing in the bottom, maybe. Maybe I'm looking on here's another sheath. That one kind of looks empty. But here's this one. If I can get to it. There we go. So, looks like I might actually get flowers this year. Yay. Hey, Anna. Glad you made it. So I will definitely, and that's the nature of how it has been for me. Puts up those sheaths, and then the sheaths kind of hang out for a minute, and then one by one, they start pushing forth their flowers, and then it gives me a succession of flower blooms. Yeah, there's that one. So hopefully all of these other sheaths. I think there's probably about 5 of them maybe on that plant. And I don't like the way that's not where it goes. I gotta move it. All right, that's much better. I know. I know. As you can see, there are no flowers around here, Ron. So join the club. I am hoping to get some from these 2 new growths. This is my Silogeny multiflora. Wouldn't you know it? This bloomed for me last year. It blooms from the new growths, just like Silogenies do. So hopefully it will start. I will hopefully start to see something emerge from that. That'll be great. 2 years in a row. Tons of growth. Well, growth is good too. Growth is good. You know, I'd say one thing that I did was that I had to you know, during the periods where there was nothing going on, I sought out plants that I liked that were in bloom at that time. And so that's the way that you can fill your calendar with your round blooms. That was what my goal was when I got addicted to orchids. If that's what you're referring to, Ron. It takes patience. Well, there you go. And this is nice. This is my Surjarara, which has 2 nice growths still growing. It's nice to see growths still growing in the fall, winter. I was kind of worried about my Phalaenopsis because you can see how they're just not even in the pot. Can you see that? How it's not even in the pot? I mean, it's still growing, and this is the same way. It's coming out of the pot. It's growing this way. This is a good example. This is that Bellina just finished blooming. You can see it's not even, it's barely in the pot. It's out of the pot more than in the pot. But it's not going anywhere. You see, I'm pulling. It's not, I would think that it would be falling. I would just pull it right out, wouldn't you? But it's not coming out. So I'm just going to leave it. Same with this one. I mean, look, it's half out of the pot, but it's got roots. And you see, I'm pulling on it, and it's staying in the pot. So I'm just going to hope for the best. I am really hoping for the best. Still hoping to get some blooms on my perennie. Those 2 buds right there. The rest of them were kind of burnt up by the heater, unfortunately. And look, here's some more damage. That's heat damage, which really, really tells me that's not good. I am going to have to put another, and I'm going to have to do that this week. If not tonight, I'm going to have to put another panel right there so that that heater is blocked from, because it's these Basavas, I mean, you can see already. It's just, if one has it, I mean, that's just too much. And then this is, my perennie has suffered from it, and that over there, definitely. You can see the brown leaves. That is from the heater. So if I put up that shield, that'll take care of that. And hopefully I'll get more blooms from some of these plants. I'm just trying to look and see. Some of these should be showing me something. Some of them. But I'll take a closer look another day. Another day. I did end up losing that. Terrible. But some of the others look just great. So, that happens. I don't think that I saved any of these buds. Maybe one. We will see though. Maybe one. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea, Kathy. But like I said, they are. I think they're already wired in, or whoop, that's a bad leaf. I think they're already. They're tucked in there so good they're not coming out. I mean, same with this one. You can see how it's growing this way out of the pot, but that's just the way that it likes to do. Same as this one right here. I mean, it's growing out of the pot, but oh well, it'll be okay. It will be okay. So, yeah, I'm just kind of looking over things, making sure. I have found a few scale here and there. Still waiting on this epidendrum to open its blooms. That'll be nice when it does. What else? This is my Gongora that just bloomed for me this summer. It's got a nice fat new growth on it. And this is my Tenifolia down here completing its growth. This is actually a good spot for it because it's so leggy. I usually have it sitting in the window and it stretches out to get the light. And behind here, that's my yellow Tenifolia, the Yamada. It's maturing its new growth that it gave me. So yay. Let me see. Continuing on down this way. Nothing behind me. These growths on this dendrobium continue to grow, as does this one down here. So that's great. I still think that this is going to be okay, even though it doesn't look like it. This is the one that I got from Sharon. Here's some flowers. That's Dendrobium Nora Tokunaga, which is, I would say, this one, as far as Laturias, there's three. Nora Tokunaga is one of the best. Rhodostictum and Atroviolatium. Really nice hybrid. And sometimes these plants, yeah, there's a fragrance to this. It has fragrance. Atroviolatium has fragrance. And it is very nice. It's almost like cocoa. Cocoa. Yeah, like cocoa. Before you mix the water, before you mix it with the hot water when it's dry. So that's Nora Tokunaga, really nice, very floriferous. Then there is the other two hybrids, I would say, are the best ones are Rory Tokunaga, which is another great one. I think this is Fire Wings. Yeah, that's Fire Wings. Fire Wings is good, but I think Rory Tokunaga is better. And then the other one that I would say is a really good hybrid to have, and that is Dendrobium Crazy Arachno. And I used to have a really big one, but I only have, it's Adore Nishi, that's what I'm thinking, Adore Nishi. And that is Alexandri crossed with Spectabile. And you can imagine those flowers. But this is a baby. Nice growth, though. I think I have another one in here as well, somewhere. But yeah, this plant in particular, Adore Nishi, these bloom when they're about 3 feet tall. Big plant, but it gets spikes that are 2 feet long, and the flowers are just a combination between Spectabile. They're super alien flowers. Just in my opinion. And this is my Barkeria skinneri that's mounted back here. on that little piece of wood. And Barcarias are really nice because they flower in the wintertime when pretty much not a lot is blooming. They generally bloom. Uh, they can bloom anytime from fall into early spring, and sometimes these spikes, after they finish blooming, can put out another little side and get more flowers out of it. You can put off another little side spike sometimes, but the thing that I like about Barcarias is the flower, which is almost like crepe paper. It has it's almost like crepe paper, and it's the color is very colorful. It's this one is very fuchsia colored, skinner eye. So, but the flowers are kind of smallish, maybe about this big, but there's many on the spike, and they are long lasting. So these like their culture is now I don't know what those spots are either. I'm just noticing this, but their culture, Barcarias like lots of light in the wintertime, and they like dry. They don't like any water. In the summer, when after they bloom, when they start putting up new growths, and their growths usually start off on the stem. They hardly ever produce growths from the base. They're generally always on the stem, which makes them difficult to grow in a pot. Um, I I told myself a long time ago to answer your question, Anna, if I could not keep all of my orchids in here, then I won't. Then I don't need them. I hear what you're saying, but you know, the purpose of an orchidarium or a vivarium is if you can't maintain the humidity, and a lot of these little miniatures I am able to do without them having to be like in a little closure, a little conservatory, if you will. But I get what you're saying. It's just I have too many hobbies. This is just one of my hobbies, and if I would have to take care of that a tank in addition to this, I have a jungle already. I don't need a little jungle. If you know what I'm saying, I just have too much. But I really love Barcarias, and I can't wait till it blooms. You can already see the buds that are developing. So hopefully soon we will be seeing flowers. And I'm almost thinking perhaps that this little piece right here might be that looks like it's trying to branch off. Yeah, you have to cut yourself off at some time, at some point in time. You know what I mean? These are my little angraecums that I got a few weeks ago. This is the one that I got from, and leaves are just falling all over, but that's okay. This is what I got from Denise's Orchid Ranch, and I noticed yesterday that it's putting out some roots. I haven't repotted it. I said I was going to wait until it gets. This would probably be a good time to repot it, but I don't think I'm going to, if that makes any sense. I don't think I'm going to. And the other one that I got is right here. This is my other angraecum that I just got. And there's a nice root right there. So, yay. See, this is a Barcaria right here that didn't do so well. It kind of got a little, and I have it by the fan. They like air circulation. Probably need a little water, but they look like that. This is just a seedling. It's not withering away. You can see that it's still maturing. That's a new growth over there. You can see it's kind of covered in a sheath, and it's still got the leaf. And there's the root down there. So it looks bad, but sorry, it's not. It's going into dormancy. And it's a seedling. I probably will give it a little more water since it's a seedling, but that's my Barcaria uniflora. I think these are more pinkish, maybe with a white lip. Maybe it might be pink tinged to a white flower. I can't remember. And the name says uniflora, I'm assuming that it's one flower on a spike. I don't know. I can't remember. But despite the size, this is still a seedling, and I'm trying to keep it in that pot. Eventually, I'm thinking I'll probably have to mount it like this one. So, anyway, to give you a general idea of the size, you can see the pseudobulb goes from here just to here. It's not all of this is the spike. So they're still relatively small plants, very much a miniature plant, if you get what I'm trying to say. And what I was looking at was these dark spots, and that just really throws me because this is a plant that was doing so well for me, and it still is. It still is. It's got put up this growth, and then it's got this growth that's still going. So I'm sure it's just had a hiccup or something. There's really nothing going on over there. There's some bulbs that are maturing up there, some encyclias hanging up high. This is where I hung my Dendrobium falconieri that I just got this last week. And to give you a close-up of what the pseudobulbs look like, you can see what I was talking about. I was calling them those little raspberry candies. I mean, they're skinnier, but you see how the texture that's on the pseudobulbs, and these are live pseudobulbs, and it looks like they're fused together. You all, am I giving my age away? You all know those raspberry candies that I'm talking about. Maybe I'm giving my age away, but this is Dendrobium falconieri that's mounted up there. And I bet it doesn't have I know it doesn't have a tag for some reason. So this gets a cooler, and I may have to move it back even further. These like cool and relatively no water, although it will continue to get some misting. My nozzle gives a very fine mist, almost like a fogger mist. So thank you, Ron. I think there's some similarity to those raspberry candies, just in the overall shape. Maybe that's just my over imagination. But yeah, so that's where I put that. It likes cool, dry in the winter, more shade. It likes highlight in the winter as well. So it sits with my pendulum that's up here, going deciduous. You can see the leaves are yellowing up there. These are the canes that it gave me last year, or this summer. I mean, so same as with this plant maturing its new growth that it gave me this last year. This is my Brassavola glauca, formerly no, it's Rhincolalia. Used to be Brassavola. And I got plants all just intertwined. They're playing. But it gave me new growth there, and there's nice new growth there. These don't have to be so big to bloom. Did give me a sheath last year, but it didn't bloom from that sheath. So maybe it'll do a better job for me this year. What else? What else is going on over here? I am seeing more roots on these brownies. That's what Natalie calls these mounts, brownies. And I'm seeing roots there. You remember the video when I mounted these plants, and there are new roots finally coming, which is great to see. Here's another one up here, which is my Jalapa crossed with Richard Mueller, and there's nice root going there, which is really nice. And there's a growth right there. Yeah, I can't complain, Ron. I mean, really. You were around last year when I bought all my stuff in, and they didn't look half this good. I mean, they looked tragic when I bought them in last year. I mean, they generally do. Don't get me wrong. But this year, they really have not skipped a beat. I mean, I see roots in a lot of things. So I agree. They do look happy. And I just hope that it stays this way. Um, Granted, it is almost, it's still summer today, you know. We'll see next week when it gets down into the uh, 30s at night. So we'll see. Check back then. We'll see how good they look. But I am confident that they will be because, I'm ready. I got my heaters already. This one is easily accessible. This one up here, I can just move some of this, and it has a straight shot where, well, I can move that out of the way, but relatively straight shot without damaging any plants. So, yeah, I am ready. Let me see what's going on up on this wall. This is another good thing. This is that Sunny Delight times Richard Mueller. And I've shown this before, but it's always put up sheaths and they've never. Oh no, it's always put up growth scent but never sheaths. But there's a sheath there. There's a sheath there. So hopefully, I want to see those yellow blooms. Those blooms are so beautiful. Sunny Delight. Same as this. I would love to see my North Miami, BC North Miami bloom. I mean, it's putting up enough sheaths for me. It's never put up sheaths before, but maybe it's just teasing me. That would figure. Nothing really going on down here. Not really. So yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. Let me look up here. I mean, I am getting another bud here on my Eranthes pyratii. And I want to say that I'm going to get another something here as well. That looks like that could be another flower. As long as these stay green, they are capable of blooming. And you can see that green tip. Same with, this is my repotted epidendrum illens, which I know I say this about a lot of plants, but this might be my my BC right there, that daffodil, but my epidendrum illens, because these are rare in the wild and they're rare to find anywhere, to be honest. And I've lost two of them. No, I've lost one, and I was lucky to get the one. But like I said, I just repotted it, and I'm trying to keep it very wet. You can see the tag says warm, wet. Same as like with this encyclia. This is my raniferum. It looks really bad, but it's okay. It's fine. It got a little sunburn this summer. You can see there's the spent sheaths. But like this is the same. It likes wet and it likes warm water. When I first got that plant, they told me that it likes to be watered in the shower with hot water. So they like a lot of water and they like hot water. And I think that's what that tag is saying. Warm, wet, warm, wet. Yeah. But why I brought you over here was, like I was saying, these can bloom off of old flower spikes. There's some flower buds right there coming from an old flower spike. And when I looked over here, here's a couple more. So that is nice. Hey, Flavia. Sto bene qui. Da parlato in Italia. Da dove? Sorry, I'm speaking Italian, folks. Okay. But anyway, nice, Flavia. I can practice my Italian now, but I am missing Italy so much. Of course, we're not allowed in Italy because of the coronavirus, but so I can't really plan any trips, but I can always dream. Anyway, I don't know if I have anything else to show you, folks. I do have a lot to show you, but I don't want to show it to you all at once. I do like the growth on this plant, although it still has a lot of growing to go. Because if this is the size of the leaves, these growths are tiny. So hopefully it's one of those that blooms small. I don't know. I'm really hoping to see more roots going through. But so far, I will accept those growths as progress. And but I do like, you can see how it's spotted. Those spots that are red. I'm sure you saw that. You can see it. Maybe you can't see it there. But this is dark spot longiflorum. Okay. Oh yeah, I will have a flower soon on that. That will be nice. That is my cochleata crossed with nodosa. So that'll be nice. Nice, nice, nice. So anyway, folks, I think that's about it for what's going on. I am keeping my close eye on these dendrobiums, this one and this one. These are Laturias. Thanks, Ron. Thanks for showing the love. Yeah, I am not so much this one because this one seems to be doing okay. You can see the growths, newer growths that are coming. But this one I am a little worried about because some of these canes over here are yellowing, although this part over here looks really stable. I'm just keeping my eye on it. I'm really wanting to see some roots. There was a new growth coming out, but that growth died off. But fingers crossed, fingers crossed. And that's probably about it, I believe. I think I've shown everything. This is something that I have high hopes for. I hardly ever show this. This is my Area javanica. But, and this has been on this mount for several years. I tied it closer to the mount because it was kind of hanging down off of it, not really attached to it. Ever since I tightened it closer to the mount, it's grown better. I mean, you can see there's these nice new growths. There's one, there's two, there's another one here, and then down here, there's these two right here, and then there's another right here, and there's another one yet here. So I'm really hoping that sometime soon, I'm thinking that this growth up here would be a good candidate to bloom. It hasn't bloomed for a while. Let me see if I can find a cane that's bloomed just to show you what the size of it would be. Maybe it was this one that bloomed. I'm not sure. But they don't have to be that big. But it's definitely looking stronger since I staked it up closer to, not staked it, but I pulled it in closer to the mount, if that makes any sense. All right, so I really think that's about it. I do, I do, I do, I do. So, yeah, everybody, my Wi-Fi didn't go down. I think I can. I've conquered that problem now as far as my Wi-Fi, my losing my connection, and this is where I put that Epidendrum parkinsonianum that I got from Santa Barbara Orchid Estate just this last week. This is where I'm gonna hang it. Like I said, with that falconiere, this likes a little bit cooler, a little bit drier in the winter. Look at these growths. Look at that leaf. That's amazing. And that new growth right there, that's got to be a bloom size growth. It's got to be. I mean, the leaf is already almost. So we'll see. Hopefully, and Nina, if you're watching, hopefully I'll be able to at least get a flower. I don't know. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you so much. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. It's been beautiful and still got some sun out here, and I'm going to try and maybe do a little bit of watering a few things. I backed off on the watering since it's past Halloween, so I'm not watering weekly anymore, just once a month. Some things I water a little bit more than that. Or fertilizing, I'm talking about fertilizing. So thank you all. Thanks, Ron. Thank you, Kathy, Anna, whoever else is here, Flavia, and all the ones that are here but just watching silently. I appreciate you too. Anyway, thanks for watching and enjoy your orchids. See you next time. Bye.